Hey guys, this is Sterling. I'm with Z Warrior Central, and I'm coming at you with a deck that I've had a lot of fun with, and you may have seen me talking on Retro about this deck. This is one that I just registered my first one-turn kill. The deck has crazy potential, and honestly I feel like it compete on an action-based level with any Goku deck, really, especially with Unleashed being banished after use now. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on into this. This is a Namekian Radiant Gohan deck. So obviously you've got your Radiant Mastery. It gives you +2 life card buff when you've got 3 Dragon Balls that you own out on the table. And the power is that you get to search for a Dragon Ball and place it into play if you have only if you have less than 3 in play. So then we'll get into the MP stack here. As you see, we've got Vengeance level 1 Gohan, otherwise known as Brohan, because we want to get them allies out and we want to level 2. Fairly simple and self-explanatory there. And I know a lot of people will probably question this, but I'm running Premier level 2. You get a +2 life card buff on all your styled attacks, and then when it deals a critical damage effect, you get your rejuvenated card. So if you're looking at just the mastery and the MP for every styled attack, you're getting a +4 life card buff with no other added buffs to it. So you can even put in a Namek Dragon Ball 1, you'll be getting +5 life card on every attack you throw, which is just absolutely insane. And then you've got the rejuvenation with the +5 life card buff on. You could throw a physical attack for 0 stages, 0 life, and you'd be getting possibly a critical damage effect to rejuvenate just because of the buffs. To me, it's too good. And then we've got the set 7 level 3s and 4. Really, there's no reason, in my opinion, to run the Premier set 3 or 4. I mean, there's just not. The new 3 and 4 is too good. Say you were to get pushed up to level 3 or 4, either with a Dragon Ball or Digger Grave, anything like that, really. Either one of these, 3 or 4, is not really going to hurt you that much. And in fact, it might actually help you. I couldn't tell you. So we're going to go ahead and get right on into the deck content. We're going to start off with the ally package here. So we've got 10 to it's an energy, does 3 life cards. With the mastery buff, it's going to do 5 life cards. And again, if you've got that Namek Ball, or not Namek, Earth Ball 1 out, that's going to do 6 life cards of damage for an ally attack. Absolutely insane. And then you've got the bonus of, if it hits, you draw a card. So you're basically getting 2 actions out of 1 if this thing hits. It's just absolutely insane how good this ally can be. So then we've got Krillin here. It's kind of match dependent on whether I use him or not. Dog, what are you doing? Weirdo. Sorry. Anyway. Like I said, it's match dependent on whether I use them, because I am running a drill package in this deck. It's not very big, but the ones that I have are really pretty good. So it all just depends on what I'm playing against. Then you've got Chaozu. Of course, it's an energy, costs 4 stages, and it's going to do 7 life cards unbuffed. You're looking at 10 with the Radiant Mastery and Earth Ball 1. I keep saying Namek, I don't know why I keep doing that. But that's 10 life cards, and it shuffles Chaozu back into your deck. Again, that's just critical damage effect possibilities right there. It's too good. And then we've got the Chi-Chi ally. Of course, blocks physical. You know, it's always good. Blocking attacks is a good thing. Then we've got Icarus, and you guys know what Icarus does. But again, with the mastery, that's a physical for 4 life cards, and on hit, you rejuvenate a card. And of course, he protects your other allies from being destroyed or banished. So that protection is really the biggest bonus in my opinion. But again, a physical attack for 4 life is pretty surmountable over the course of an entire game. Then we've got Piccolo, blocking energy. Again, same thing as Chi-Chi. It's just always a good idea to be able to block those attacks. And then we've got Puar. I use Puar most of the time to copy either Tien or Icarus attacks. Just the sheer rejuvenation off of getting 2 Icarus attacks in, or getting extra draw with Tien, it's just too good to pass up. So that is the ally package that I'm running. And then we'll get into, obviously, you'll see here, I've got all 7 of the Dragon Balls in. I want to keep that Dragon Ball victory possibility alive. Most of the time, actually, I don't think I've ever won off Dragon Ball victory with this deck. I've always just been straight beat down, try to hit me while I bash your face in kind of a deck. But again, with all 7 of them in there, if you were to happen to, somehow end up getting beat down to a low life deck count, having all 7 of them in here still gives you that opportunity for a Dragon Ball victory, which could end up getting you a win in a big tournament possibly. So then we'll go ahead and get into the drill package. I'm running 1 Namekian Heritage Drill. It increases your energy attacks, life deck damage by X, where X equals your MP level, so you're getting another +2 life card if you're on level 2 with that drill out. So you could be getting a total buff of 7 life cards with Mastery, the Drill, Gohan, and Earthball 1. Just absolutely insane the amount of damage that this thing can throw for. And then we're going to run 2 Namekian Hospitality Drill. The reason I'm running this is it kind of makes the Radiant Mastery and how it works, it kind of makes this almost into the Restored Mastery combined with the Searcher, because it lets you draw a card and then discard a card from your hand. So if you've got a Dragon Ball in your hand, when you have this on the table, you can draw a card and then turn around and discard that Dragon Ball, and it's just going to go to the bottom of your deck, and it's just good. It's a good way to filter that hand. And then you've also got after you search your life deck for a card, you get to rejuvenate too. It's too good of a drill to pass up on in my opinion. And then of course we've got 2 Namekian assistance drills, +1 card in your hand on the discard step. There's no reason not to run this, especially when you've got this many allies and you're pretty much guaranteed to have at least 3 balls on the table, and more than likely you're going to keep a hold of those for the general most of the game. So then we'll go ahead and get on into the events here. Of course, we've got Time as a Warrior's Tool. No reason not to run this. It's a stop all. Again, there's just no reason not to run this card. We've got 2 energy spheres. I mainly use this either to protect my own events, or say they play an Unleashed. That's what I use this for. I don't really mind being de-leveled because it just lets me search for more allies. But again, I don't want them leveling, especially if it's Goku or something like that, where they can just power up to 4 and then, search whatever the hell they want. That's the main reason I'm running this. Then we've got 2 Namekian Inheritance drills, not drills. They're Namekian Inheritance. This lets you use the effects of a Dragon Ball you control and then pass the control of that Dragon Ball over to your opponent. This card can win you games easily. You can use this for the effect of Ball 3, which is my personal favorite, or you can use it for Ball 2. Those are my 2 main uses for this card. Ball 3, you get to draw the bottom 3 of your discard. That gives you extra actions in your hand, and then it raises your anger 1, and then you pass it on over to your opponent. They don't get to use the effects, and you basically get to crit away that ball again to draw another 3 from the bottom of your discard. Of course, you have to shuffle 2 from your hand into your deck every time you do that, but it's just extra actions in a combat. It can just be really critical. And of course, if you're playing a speed anger deck, using that Ball 2 over and over and over that just wrecks their win condition, and it makes it really tough on them. And then of course we're running 3 of everybody's favorite Namekian card, Hybrid Defense. Again, there's just no reason not to run this. Omni block, you get your rejuvenate cards, just good. I'm running 3 physicals in this deck. They're all 3 Namekian Eviction. It's a physical that does 4 life cards unbuffed, and then it does plus X life cards of damage, where X equals the amount of Dragon Balls you control. So if you've got 3 Dragon Balls controlled, you've got, I think that's 8, 11, 12 life cards with Earth Ball 1 on the table. That's 12 life cards for physical. Just absolutely insane. And then I'm running 3 copies of Overpowering Attack. It's not styled, so you don't get the life card buff off of Gohan, but it's still a pretty sizable attack, and it is an ally searcher, which is really the reason I'm running it. You want the allies out as much as possible, so that's why I'm running that one. And then I'm running, of course, it's basically a staple in this deck now. 3 Namekian Confident Burst, 2 stages, 4 life cards, and if it hits, you get to pull 2 allies out, put them in their highest power stage. No reason not to run this with Gohan, especially if you're doing the ally package. So we've got 3 of those in there. And then I've got 3 Namekian Cross Guard. It's an energy stop, so that prevents, more often than not prevents a critical when I use this. And then when you rejuvenate it, you can search your discard pile for a drill and place it into play. That's the main reason I'm running this card. You want all of those drills out if you can, because the combination of all 3 of those makes it really difficult on your opponent to do anything at all, really. And then I've got 3 Namekian Door Destruction, 3 stages for 8 life cards unbuffed. Just a good card overall. Stage drain if you need it, or if not, you can have your allies pay for it. Just a good card overall for this the theme of this deck. And then we've got 2 Namekian Training Ball. I know a lot of people probably have not looked at this card, but it is so good. 1 stage for 3 life cards unbuffed. And if you control more than 1 Dragon Ball, it does another plus 3 life cards. So you're looking at 6 life cards if you have just 2 balls in your control. Then you've got your Mastery, Gohan, and maybe Earth Ball 1 or that drill. Just absolutely insane. It's unpreventable damage. So you're looking at anywhere from, let's see here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 to 13 cards unpreventable for 1 stage. Are you freaking kidding me? Too freaking good. You've got Namekian Discharge for that added anger hate. With all the anger that's running around, you pretty much have to be running anti-anger stuff. There's no way around it right now. If it ever gets to a point where I don't have to run as much anger hate as I do, I might change this out for something, maybe like a Namekian Onslaught. I love that card, and I wish I could run it. I just don't have room in this deck. We're running 2 Namekian Hand Burst. Again, it's stage drain if you need it. Can only be stopped by energy combat. It's going to do pretty sizable life card damage. 5 life cards unbuffed, and you do the math. I'm not going to do that anymore. But all the buffs can really add up. And then the hit effect, you draw the bottom card of your deck. So you could sit there and rejuvenate some attacks that you just used because of Gohan. If this does a crit, if this deals critical damage effect, not even effect, just deals critical damage, you get to rejuvenate 1 with level 2 Gohan. So whatever attack you just played, rejuvenate it. And then you turn around and draw the bottom card of your life deck. Throw it again. It's a good combo. Of course, that card is banished after use, but to me, it's worth it. Then we've got 3 Namekian Erasing Blast. Again, this is stage drain if you need it, or if you're already at 1 above 0 and you can have an ally throw it. It costs 0 stages to perform it with that ally, and then it gets a plus 2 life card buff on top of all your other buffs, and it deals 5 life cards unbuffed. So you've got 2 on the card if it's thrown by an ally, 2 mastery, 2 Gohan, 1 Earth Ball, and possibly 2 more with the drill. Seems pretty damn good if you ask me. Plus it's got 1 endurance. No reason not to run it. Then we've got namekian electrifying grab. This one is kind of questionable, but I really enjoy it. This played a huge factor in the OTK that I had with it. I drew into one of these, and I had 1 in hand already, and I drew into an Earth Ball. So I played 1, and I revealed a ball, made the damage unpreventable. It swings for 5 life cards unbuffed, and then I had all kinds of other buffs on the table. And then the hit effect is that I can discard a card from my hand to search for a ally and play it from the discard or life deck. So I threw the first one, revealed, it hit, I think it did 10 life cards. And then the other guy did something, I don't remember what. I threw the second one, revealed, hit for another 10 life cards unpreventable. And then I went ahead and discarded the Dragon Ball to search out an ally. I believe it was either Tien or Chaozu. And then I got to throw whichever one of those that I pulled for more life cards. The combo with this is just absolutely insane. I haven't had it go off like that any other time yet, but I haven't played this deck a whole lot, so I kind of want to test it out and see how it works. But again, it might be something that you change just because it is a pretty situational card. And then we've got 3 namekian salvo, 2 endurance is good, 7 life cards. Stage drain if you don't have Dragon Balls out is a good idea. It's got anger, hate. The hit effect is to use a critical damage effect, and more than likely if this thing hits, it's going to be doing critical damage. So you can basically lower anger 4 times if you want with this card. It is good. Of course it is banish after use, but to me it is way too high value to not run that card. And then you've got the standard namekian anger hate, the namekian maximum will, 3 copies of that. It's got endurance, lower up to 4 anger, 6 life cards unbuffed, and you can get it back from the discard pile. There's no reason not to run this card. So that is my namekian Radiant Gohan build. Definitely try it out. Let me know what you guys think. I'm always open to suggestions. You guys can let me know if you have anything that you would add or maybe take out and put something else in, whatever the case may be. I'm always open to suggestions. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. There's always going to be more stuff coming. I do a lot of the match videos, as you can probably see. I do that mostly with Team Badman, but I have another play group that I play with in Lafayette, Indiana. And I'm definitely going to continue doing the deck builds as I find them. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I tend to not copy other people's decks. I don't know how similar this is to the other Radiant or Namekian Gohan that run allies. I have no idea. This is built entirely from scratch. I mean, I took the general idea of other decks, like the Confident Burst and all that. You can't really run a Gohan without those if you're running the ally package. But the decks have all been made, at least the ones that I've put up on here, have all been made by me personally from scratch. So there's always that, and I'll always bring more coming. Like I said, I enjoy deck building, and I won't put anything on here that's not at least somewhat competitive. But I will also put up some fun decks like the Retribution Frieza that you guys saw. That is a fun deck to play. It's not really I don't think it can compete with Goku on a consistent basis or anything like that, but it is a fun deck to try out. So again, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. See you next time. Thanks.